a little bit more about myself, right? Thing is, I had to really change my mindset, right? I had a felony when I was 21, just hanging out with the wrong people, right? And I had to really this gave me a second chance in life. This gave me something more, another opportunity to really redeem myself and be able to impact more communities, impact, just thousands of people. And so, someone that actually really helped me within this industry, right, is someone that I'm about to bring up next, right? This guy has traveled to over 25 different countries. I've actually been to a few different countries with him, right? And I'm excited because he's helped so many people. He's helped me. He's helped change my life. And the ability to just help someone guide them before they even know where you're going, right? To bring them to a new place, put them in a new position. This is someone that has put multiple countless people's in position to win, right? This is, one of my best friends, a brother, and also a mentor in my life. His name is Matthew Cruz. Right, let's get it.
What's going on, fam? Skylar, appreciate you for opening up the call, and I want to give credit back to where credit is due. Skylar is one of the most hardworking, consistent, genuine people, the type of person that is really going to just lead by example. That's what a leader is, someone who leads by example, someone who is doing the right things, and by default, everybody else will do the right things. And our journey together has been crazy. We've just been through it all, the lows, the highs, and to see his personal development and to see who he's become and the amount of people that he's been able to help, I have no doubt that he's going to help hundreds, if not thousands of people with this platform in 2025 and make a massive, not just income for himself, he's already doing well, but an impact and help a lot of people. So I appreciate you, bro. And yeah, guys, so let me pin myself. 1 second. Okay, cool. So for those of you guys who do not know me, I will just share just a little bit about my story so that we're not complete strangers. So yeah, like Skylar said, my name is Matthew Cruz. I am a entrepreneur. I am a business owner and investor. I have about a decade of experience when it comes to entrepreneurship, 7 years in the different financial markets, and we've been able to build, in my opinion, the best community to help people learn about trading, about investing, about creating residual income, about e-commerce, social media, different online skills. And, you know, like Skylar said, we've been able to do some pretty amazing things, been able to do fairly well for ourselves, but also travel to 25 plus countries and teach thousands of people in person and do some pretty crazy things. But it all started out before this industry, me going to college, me playing soccer. I played soccer forever. So that was my original goal, my original vision. I always knew that I was designed for more, created for more. Drop a 777 in the chat if you're like, yo, I know that there's something more for me than what I'm currently doing today, because that was me. And I found this industry. I found I found investing, trading, residual income, all these different things. And it completely changed my life. And we were in a previous business venture for the last 7 years where we learned these different skills. And recently we decided to do something new because we felt like the company wasn't really adapting. And I always used to say, there's a famous quote: in times of change, it's the learners who will inherit the earth, while the learned will find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. In times of change, we can agree that times are always constantly changing. It's the learners, the people who are willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn, who are going to be massively successful, happy, healthy, and wealthy, while the learned, the people who think that they know it all, or stuck in the past ways of thinking or the old ways of making money, are going to be beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. And that's kind of where we felt like we were at the time. And so over the last, let's just say, month or so, I I reached out to 20 different, some of them six-figure earners, some of them seven-figure earners, a couple of them eight-figure earners, talking about have cleared minimum 10 million in this industry. And I said, yo, what do you feel is the state of the industry? What do you feel like? Where's the best opportunity? Where can we help the most people? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Finding a home where you can help the most amount of people win. And this is what we found. We're going to talk about Jifu, which is our company. We're going to mention VIP, which is our team within the company. We'll talk about both. You might hear me use these words interchangeably, but there's something called the 4Ps. I'm going to break this down because this is very, very important. And this is why I decided to go all in with it. People think that their company's the best, and that's fine. People can think whatever they want. The reason why I know that this is the best is because we'll break down the 4Ps. Number one is the people. We could talk about the corporate leadership and what they've already been able to do in business. We could talk about the people in the industry of network and affiliate marketing, like Alex Morton, who's literally arguably the greatest of all time in this industry, in this era, who came over here 2 months ago. We could talk about the best traders in this space. We have Nick Gomez and Daniel Lopez, who in our previous business venture were not just regular educators. They were in charge of the educators and hosted weekly meetings because they were the ones who were running everything in terms of the education in our prior venture. But number 1P is people. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And if you have the right people and if you have the right leaders, that's the most important thing. Number 2 was the products and services. I'm going to show you different products and services that we have. We're going to talk about travel, health, and wealth, and you'll be mind blown once you see everything. So that's what we're going to spend the most of today talking about. The third P is the pay plan, aka compensation. In our previous business, I was clearing, a 6-figure residual income in the exact same compensation plan, or with the exact same numbers in my previous venture versus in where we are today. If I had those same exact numbers, I would have been making not 2 times more, not 3 times more, but 5 times more. Imagine if someone said, hey, you could do the same job you're doing, but you're going to make 5 times more, right? So the compensation plan is very, very simple and very, very aggressive. I'll show you guys that. And then last but not least is the positioning and timing. So Jifu has been around since 2019. You would never want to involve yourself in a startup company because 95% of them fail. They're here today, gone tomorrow. At the same time, if you're first to introduce a product or service or idea to a marketplace, then when it blows up, if you blew it up, then obviously that's going to benefit you the most. And that's where we are today. We have a company that's been around since 2019, but at the exact same time, most of you guys are in the US. Is there anybody that's not in the US here? Let me know. If you're in the US, drop a 111 in the chat. If you're not in the US, let me know where you're from. Okay, mostly US. Nigeria, what's up? What's going on, man? Awesome. Well, right now, there's nobody in the US that's doing this. Barely anybody knows about this. There's massive room for growth. That was my point. When Nick and Daniel, the top educators from our previous venture, came over here, they redid everything trading wise. And so literally the trading education, I'm going to show you some academies, some scanners, some software, some AI, a bunch of different things. That was all built in the last 2 months. So like we're at the right place at the right time with the right people. All you have to do is make the right decision for yourself. And if you make that decision to go all in with this, bro, 6 months from now, a year from now, you could completely change your life because of the window of time that we are in. So let me share my screen. Let's jump into it. Like I said, Jifu is the company that we decided to lock arms with. Jifu stands for, the meaning of the word Jifu is an abundant life. That's what Jifu directly translates to, is an abundant life. And VIP is our team within the company. So I will use these interchangeably. And when it comes to the corporate team, Brad Boyle is the founder of this company, and they have their headquarters in Utah. What I was mind blown when I was listening to an interview from Brad is he talked about how this company started out as travel and then health, and then they added the trading and the investing and the financial education. And because they did it in a certain way, they were able to be completely legally registered in the European Union, all across Asia, in certain places where most companies in this industry, you're not even allowed to do it. These guys were able to get us licensed and legally registered all around the world. If you're new, you probably don't care, but for me, someone who wants to impact people all around the world, that is a massive deal. He partnered up with Matt Garf, who is you can look him up. He's a publicly listed billionaire with a B, and he owns a lot of the car dealerships, specifically all around Utah. And these are real business people with amazing results. Kyle Copeland, he was actually the CEO of another company in this industry, a separate one that was doing over $1.4 billion a year in annual sales. These guys have already built billion-dollar companies. They've been there, they've done that. And their intention with this company is to do this a lot bigger, a lot better. And they already have the track record and experience to go out there and make it happen. So VIP, our specific team, VIP was an acronym. It stood for vision, integrity, and purpose. So when I think of vision, I like to tell people, hey, every goal I've ever hit, I began with the end in mind and reverse engineered our goal. You start with a long-term vision that gives you motivation today when you don't have the results, but you break it down into small pieces so you know exactly what to do next. And our goal is to impact thousands of people and help 5 people hit the level of director in 2025. You'll see what that means here soon. Integrity is doing the right thing, especially when no one's watching. And then purpose. I believe that your purpose, my purpose, is to become the best version of ourselves, mentally, financially, spiritually, relationships, in all areas, and help as many people as we possibly can do the same thing. Why do I explain these core values to you? Because we don't want to just do this with anybody. We want to do this with people who are on the same frequency, people who believe what it is that we believe. So with that being said, our group focuses on 3 pillars. We have travel, health, and wealth. We're going to spend 99% of time today talking about the wealth and the financial education, but I will mention the other 2 as well. Speaking of wealth, the number one concept that I've learned since, let's just say 2015. Let's say that in 2015, I started reading books, listening to audios, studying successful people, how they think, how they make money, and I never stopped. Just that first year, I picked up business of the 21st century, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The One Thing by Gary Keller. That was just the first year, and I haven't stopped since. And the generational wealth triangle is the best financial idea for your average person to go out there and create wealth that I've ever seen. So, so number one is we like to help people create cash flow and residual income because 95% of people who control only 5% of the world's wealth, statistically speaking, are trading their time for money, their hours for dollars. You work, you get paid. If you don't work, you don't get paid. There's nothing wrong with having a job. There's everything wrong with only having a job if your goal is to create wealth. And so trading your time for money is a great place to start, but it's not where you want to stay. And so we help people create cash flow and residual income. So you have another source of income so that you can, yes, we're going to talk about trading and investing, but 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Most people don't have money to trade or invest with in the first place. And so that's where this comes into play. So there's different ways to create residual income, which is you doing work one time and getting paid over and over and over for that work that you did once. And you could get involved in real estate and rent out properties, rental properties, but you need, let's just say, $500,000 for your average house, which is crazy to even say. And then your average income from that is only a couple $100 a month in residual income. So you would need multiple properties to become financially free. Maybe if you wanted to be a singer and people will listen to your music and you can get paid royalties, same thing with an actor when it comes to movies as well. But obviously your average person can't do that. So I mentioned the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It's the #1 personal finance book of all time. That same year in 2015, I read a book called Business of the 21st Century, and it's by the same author. And here's what he said. He said that companies will spend millions of dollars on radio, TV, billboard advertisement, and it doesn't even work. When's the last time you bought something from a billboard or a TV commercial? He said that instead, these companies will pay people like you and I, your average person, to share their products and services with other people. Word of mouth marketing, it's the most powerful form. Our community does the same thing. You could help us grow this community if you've gotten value, and you can create residual income. And yeah, for the last 5-6 years, I was able to, in this industry, generate a 6-figure residual income. And this is an absolute blessing. So that's step number one. Once you have an extra couple $100s a month, at least, if not a couple thousand, if not, obviously sky's the limit. Step number two is day trading. What is day trading? I know that there's a lot of people that are new and don't really know, and I'm going to talk about the easiest way I could break down trading is I could tell you what trading is not, because people have a preconceived idea of how it actually works. What do I mean? What I mean is the number one thing I hear people say is trading is risky. And the first thing that you learn is risk management. So you only lose 1 to 3% of your account. So basically the risk is controlled, it's calculated, and it's the furthest thing from risky if you actually are learning how to do it the right way. The second thing is people think that with day trading, whether it's currencies, whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, whether it's commodities, my favorite asset to trade is gold. People think that you can only make money as the markets go up, but you could short the market and just as easily profit with day trading as these markets are dropping. How many of you guys have ever heard, oh, the markets are down right now? Well, yeah, that's bad for investing. That's great for trading. If the markets are going up, amazing. If they're going down, you could profit off that just as easily as well. People think it takes a lot of time and that it's very, very complicated. We're going to talk about our app. We have an app. I'm going to show you guys the app later, but imagine you have trades that are literally being sent to you from our educators, and you can literally click accept on the app, and they'll actually execute and manage the trade for you, and you could potentially profit. So we take the guesswork out of it. So day trading is huge for you to not get rich quick. Obviously, it takes time, but for you to start compounding your wealth. Now, once you have residual income, you have another source of income, and now you're trading, and now you're profiting. What do you do with those profits? Number three is invest. Investing is the easiest way to grow your wealth because it's not a matter of if stocks, real estate, crypto is going to go up. Historically, they've always gone up. It's just a matter of what? A matter of time. The stock market is doing on average 10% per year, which is, most people think that's amazing. Bitcoin is quite literally the best performing asset in the last decade, meaning there's nothing better that you could have invested in besides crypto and Bitcoin. And if you're not very, very well educated on not just Bitcoin, not just, XRP and Solana and, blockchain technology and all these different things, right now it's a luxury. I believe that in the near future, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's going to be a necessity. And those people that put themselves ahead of the trend are going to be in a very, very good position. And then guess what you're going to do? You're going to share your results and grow the community more and create more residual income and then trade more and then invest more. And then eventually you're making money while making money while making money. Now, is it easy? Absolutely not. It's going to take time to learn these skills. Is it going to happen right away, get rich quick? No, it took me 2 years to hit a six-figure level. So it's going to take time. It's not going to be easy, but this is the best way for your average person that doesn't have a lot of money or time to go out there and create wealth. Now, we have multiple different platforms. So think of Jifu as a membership where you're going to have access to, mainly, we're going to focus on the foreign exchange and also the crypto. Those are the two main things that we focus on, but we also have some e-commerce. We also have some social media. We have a credit course. We also have some stuff that's being added, for example, AI and real estate. But think of this as if there was a class in college called Wealth 101, how to how to actually build wealth, how many of you guys would have taken that class? The answer is all of us. And so let me show you what it actually looks like rather than just showing you some slides. So this is what the platform looks like. You could see the different academies here. We could talk about foreign exchange, which is Forex, which is currency trading, right? You have the US dollar, Japanese yen, Great British pound, all these different currencies. If they go up, like I said, you could profit, you could short the market, you can also profit. When you go from one country to another, you're trading currency, you're just not making money from it. When you put money in a bank, banks hire professional currency traders to trade your money and they make money off your money and give you less than 1% at the end of the year. So currency trading is something that we're already doing. This is something that the smartest people, the wealthiest people are already doing. And if that's not a clue, I always say, hey, you know what? Success leaves clues. Maybe we should learn this skill for ourselves. So yeah, with that being said, we have the Academy basics, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. These are pre-recorded videos that break down the basics. But the best part is the live sessions. We have live trading and live training. I think it was not yesterday, but the day before, I hopped on Jay Bonham's session. Let's click on his last session just so you guys can see 30 seconds of what a live session looks like.
So I'm just gonna say video. Send it here. It might be how I have it set up, so we'll have to figure that out. Okay, so Randy's in with sound. We got some people making their way in here. So
So yeah, guys, while he's on here, he's doing live trading and live training. Live trading meaning you can quite literally copy his trades. The last trade that I took, it was on US 30, which is an indice. It's like the top 30 stocks altogether. And it went up for 100 points. And I copied that trade. How much is 100 points? That could be $100. If you have a bigger trade size, let's say $2 per point, that could be $200, $300. It just depends on your account size, but the smallest is $100. It could be $1,000. It could be $10,000. Yes, there are people who do that. It just depends on how much capital that you really have. But yeah, live trading, you can copy their trades. And then most importantly is live training, meaning they're explaining the fundamental analysis, what's going on in the news in the world and how that affects the markets. They're explaining the technical analysis, which is a fancy word for patterns. There's certain patterns that happen on the chart over and over and over. And we don't want to just give people a fish. Our goal is to teach people how to fish. Our goal is to teach you how to learn this skill so that you can be able to do it by yourself if you wish to. So that's the live sessions. Now we have the news on here. When it comes to the news, most people have to go to a third-party website. We have all the news on here. When it comes to scanners, we have different AI software right now. The most popular ones is we've combined TrendWave and Killshot, two scanners together to get, let's just say 70 to 80% accuracy. And yeah, the scanner is an AI software that literally scans the market for trades, for patterns to give you entries and exits. You can see on Bitcoin, literally, let me make this bigger. You can see on Bitcoin called a long position, and then the market went up for, well, let's just say to this exit right here, 6,000 pips, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, the scanners, think of this as it's going to do the heavy lifting for you. It's going to find entries, it's going to find exits, and all you have to do is just follow along with these scanners, and they're very, very profitable. Then I'm going to actually switch over to my phone because I have to show you guys some things from a mobile standpoint. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, cool. So we have our Jifu Connect app. So of course it's going to make me update it really quick. Perfect timing for this call. Give me 1 second. But yeah, on our app, here we go. What you're going to see is you can subscribe to your favorite educators and they give you updates all day long so you never miss anything. You could see signals. What is a signal? A signal is trade ideas sent to you. So imagine you're getting trades and notifications sent to you that you can copy and paste and potentially profit. This last week, we went 3-0 on crypto and we won 7 trades and lost 1 in terms of currency trading. So that's 10 trades that we won and 1 trade that we lost. And there was a couple of break evens as well. But you can manually take these trades, but also with our what you can do, this is actively working for Europe, for Latin America. We're working on getting a broker for us here in the US for us to be able to do this. Like I said, this is brand new in the US, but you're able to literally link your brokerage account and just literally accept the trade. So it's hard enough to learn how to trade. Even copying a trade, the entry, the stop loss, the take profit is difficult for a new person. So being able to get these trades, just click accept. They'll manage the trades for you, and you're able to potentially profit, which is crazy. So that semi-automates the trading for you. If they want to move your stop loss to break even, or if they want to just close the trade early or whatever, then you'll get another notification and all you have to do is, again, just click accept. So it's literally, I hate to use the word easy, but I don't really know how it could get, more easy, more simple, I should say, than that. So everybody drop the word results in the chat box, guys, because I want to show you guys a couple of testimonies just from one of our chats. We're talking about in the last 24, 48 hours. You guys can see Alexandria withdrew $920 here, made about, I'm bad at math, let's say 500 and something dollars. These are all people just within the last day or two, $260, $200. You can see these are live accounts. $100. This is what, $140, $79. This is just in the last day or two. $12. Obviously, when you're brand new, you're probably going to just be making a couple dollars here and there. You can see the date at the top, April 23rd now. So this is just within the last 2 days, $10. And so we could, show you success story after success story after success story. The only reason I even show you guys that is just because people are like, yo, are people actually like doing really well over there? And the answer is yes. So a couple more things. Let me show you. So yeah, you pick whichever academy you want to utilize. Let's say the day trading with Forex or crypto with the investing or whatever it is that you want to focus on. And we have the simplified education, straight line of videos breaking down the education. If you go on YouTube, 90% of traders fail and 90% of the information is not good. And even the information that is good, most of it's not organized. So you have an organized academy, number one. Number two, you'll plug into the live sessions. You can literally earn while you learn is what we like to call it. You'll utilize the scanners, maybe trend wave and kill shot. Like I said, it's getting about 70+% accuracy that you can use together. And then you'll be able to use the Jifu Connect app and either copy the trades manually. That's what we're doing right now while we're waiting for an update for the one tap trade execution, which is huge as well. So when it comes to getting started, it's $185 a month, breaks down to like $6 a day. Most people spend that on Starbucks every single day. So it's very, very reasonable. And you get literally everything that we just broke down. Plus, I didn't even talk about travel. So guys, Jifu started as a travel company. So their travel is amazing. I've already used this and gotten massive discounts, but you have a travel portal. There's an app. Sheesh, I should have showed that to you on my phone while I had my phone up. But you get up to 75% off. There's hundreds of thousands of different hotels, flights, cruises, rental cars, resort, like all things travel. And you can use that travel portal whenever you want, however much that you want, in the US, in Asia, in Europe, wherever. And the travel portal is huge. Like I said, Jifu started as a travel company first. So their travel is next level. Then you get 50 travel free trials a month. Basically, if anybody that you know wants to travel, you can literally send them your link and they'll save 75% of what they would have saved as an actual member. And the other 25% you actually profit. So they save a ton of money traveling. And you can actually profit from them traveling as well. The average savings compared to like Expedia and Priceline is probably like 20 to 30%. But like I said, you can get up to 75%. And then one vacation voucher. So we have 3,000 different resorts and you have to pay this $280 resort fee, but you literally get access to 3,000 different resorts and up to 7 nights, depending on which resort that it is, that you can actually get what's basically a vacation just from the voucher. So that is, I mean, the value from just the vacation voucher alone is insane. But yeah, so it's 185, guys, when it comes to it being a subscription model. So it's 185 monthly. It's 114 for the one-time registration. So basically the first month it's 299 and then the following it's 185. Our goal is to help everybody bare minimum get to 4 no more. You could refer a few people and the company will actually waive your subscription and you'll get it for free on a month-to-month basis. And then last but not least, I know we talked about residual income and growing the community, and the compensation plan here to do that is absolutely insane. So it's a binary structure. So basically you only have to build 2 teams. But the person that invited you onto this call, they're going to help you build 1 team. So really you're going to focus on mainly building 1 team. So for example, $700 a month in residual income is 14 people total, 7 left, 7 right. Let's say that person that invited you places some people within your organization. Like I said, this is the very first call that we've done to the public to even expose this information, right? So there's a lot of people that are joining. And yeah, so they could literally place some of those people with you if you get started sooner than later. And then boom, 7's done. All you have to do is the other 7. And then you're at a point where you're making $700 residually every single month. 1,000 a month is 30 referrals, 15 and 15. By the way, this is not just individually, this is cumulatively. So let's say that you need to refer 15 people in your right leg to make $1,000 a month. If you refer a couple of people and they refer a couple of people and it grows to 15, plus someone helps you with the other 15, that one of your mentors or whatever, boom, you're at $1,000 in residual income every single month. Let's say you help 10 people hit the level of 1,000 a month, you're making 10K a month. And from there, it just doubles at every single level. It goes all the way up until diamond, which is a diamond 500, which is 500,000 a month. And they're adding a $1 million a month rank. So when I tell you sky's the limit, think bigger, think faster, whatever you could think of is truly possible. Since we launched this brand new business venture, it's crazy how within a week, 2 weeks, everybody that we had in our previous business has already, for the most part, a lot of them gotten back to their income levels. And now they're about to hit levels that they never have hit before. And I could tell you so many different stories like that. And so it's just, like I said, for me personally, the exact same numbers that I had in what we were doing prior to this, in this exact compensation structure, I would have been making 5 times more. So it's very, very simple and aggressive, which is the 2 most important things, in my opinion. So with that being said, guys, there's 3 types of people. If A, you're all in, amazing. If B, you have questions, that's what we're here for. If C, it's not for you. There's not one opportunity for everybody. There's a bunch of different ways to go out there and make money. And to be honest, we're very, very picky with the people that we're working with. When we started this, I said, hey, we're going to do this with people that have the right core values, that have the right integrity, that have the right desire, coachability, and work ethic. and just are overall genuine good people, because that's what it's all about. For us, we want to, yes, make as much money as we can, help as many people as we can, but also at the same time, just have fun and be able to travel and help as many people as we possibly can. For your average person that doesn't have a lot of money or time, I think that this is the best way to create freedom. Maybe you don't want to make, I don't know how much you want to make. I have no idea. But what I do know is that everybody wants more freedom. We could talk about financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. For me, it was all three. But this is the best way to go out there, in my opinion, and yeah, make an additional source of income. But if you're looking to actually create freedom, not years and years and years from now, but a lot sooner rather than later, then this is the best vehicle to help you get there. And that's why we decided to go all in with this. And like I said, this is the very first call that we're having. What does that mean? What that means is we're going to be doing a million more of these calls this up and coming week, and whoever gets started first is going to be in a very, very good position. So get back to whoever invited you. Let them know if A, you're all in, B, you have questions, see if it's not for you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.